निवासिनि विष्णुविलासिनि जिष्णुनुते.
Okay, just for a change, let me read you guys something interesting from this book, okay, which I was saying that kind of seems like things are being said about Lord Shiva, but without any credit, because the author does not maybe know himself that these ideas come from Hinduism, okay. But see how this is similar, okay. This is Rick Rubin, the music producer, one of the biggest music producers in the last 2 decades. He has worked with every band of every genre, Adele से लेके Slayer, Metallica, Muse, hip hop, सब genre में काम किया है. So see what he's saying about creativity, okay. Think of the universe as an eternal creative unfolding. Trees blossom, cells replicate, rivers forge new tributaries. The world pulses with productive energy, and everything that exists on this planet is driven by that energy. This sounds like I'm reading Sri Vigyan Bhairav Tantra. Every manifestation of this unfolding is doing its own work on behalf of the universe. Okay? ये energy universe के behalf में काम कर रहा है. तो ये universe कौन हुआ? Shiva या Bhairava? Every manifestation of this unfolding is doing its own work on behalf of the universe, each in its own way, true to its own creative impulse. Okay, impulse. Just as trees grow flowers and fruits, humanity creates works of art. The Golden Gate Bridge, the White Album, Guernica, Hagia Sophia, the Sphinx, the Space Shuttle, the Autobahn, Clair de Lune, it's a legendary Western classical composition, the Colosseum in Rome, the Philips screwdriver, the iPad, Philadelphia cheesesteak. Look around you. There are so many remarkable accomplishments to appreciate. Each of these is humanity being true to itself. As a hummingbird is true to itself by building a nest, a peach tree by bearing fruit, and a nimbus cloud by producing rain. What is he saying here? It's a very Hindu concept that everyone is doing their own job. क्या बोल दिया यहाँ पे? Okay, humanity being true to himself. कैसे? Just like a hummingbird stays true to itself by building a nest. A peach tree stays true to itself by bearing fruit. A nimbus cloud stays true to itself by producing rain. उसका काम है ये करना, उसका धर्म है ये करना. Every nest, every peach, every raindrop, and every great work is different. Some trees may appear to make more beautiful fruits than others, and some humans may appear to compose greater works than others. The taste and beauty are in the eyes of the beholder. How does the cloud know when to rain? How does the tree know when spring begins? How does the bird know when it's time to build a new nest? It builds, of course, because it's Dharma, it's eternal, it's Sanatan. The universe functions like a clock. Now, he has given lyrics of a famous song by a band called The Birds. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to laugh, a time to weep, a time to build up, a time to break down, a time to dance, a time to mourn, a time to cast away stones, a time to gather stones together. These rhythms are not set by us. देखो, unknowingly Hindu बन के बैठा है आदमी. These rhythms are not set by us. We are all participating in a larger creative act. We are not conducting. We are being conducted. The artist is on a cosmic timetable, just like all of nature. If you have an idea you are excited about and you don't bring it to life, it's not uncommon for the idea to find its voice through another maker. This isn't because the other artist stole your idea, but because the idea's time has come. The idea's time of fruition has come. In this great unfolding, ideas and thoughts, themes and songs and other works of art exist in the ether. Ether meaning Akasha, not sky, okay? Akasha. Ether is a very specifically Hindu concept. Ideas and thoughts, themes and songs and other works of art exist in the ether and ripen on schedule, ready to find expression in the physical world. As artists, it is our job to draw down this information, transmute it and share it. Artists are just vehicles for this idea. We are all translators for messages the universe is broadcasting. The best artists tend to be the ones with the most sensitive antenna to draw in the energy resonating at a particular moment. Energy resonating, okay? Many great artists first develop sensitive antenna not to create art but to protect themselves. They have to protect themselves because everything hurts more. They feel everything more deeply. Often, art arrives in movements. Bauhaus architecture, abstract expressionism, French New Wave cinema, beat poetry, punk rock, to name a few from recent history. These movements appear like a wave. Some artists are able to read the culture and position themselves to ride that swell. Others might see the wave and choose to swim against the current. We are all antenna for creative thought. Some transmissions come on strong, others are faint. If your antenna isn't sensitively tuned, you are likely to lose the data in the noise. Particularly since the signals coming through are often more subtle, okay? They are more subtle than the content we collect through sensory awareness. Now, Lord Shiva is Swaramai. He is in every note, okay? In every musical note, in every note of audio. And he is also Sukshma Tanu, okay? His existence is subtle. Sukshma. Now, particularly since the signals coming through are often more subtle than the content we collect through sensory awareness, okay? So, sensory awareness से सिर्फ नहीं होगा, which means ये जो 5 इंद्रियज है इससे भी बाहर जाना पड़ेगा, which is to say मानस प्रत्यक्ष करना पड़ेगा, सिर्फ चक्षुषा प्रत्यक्ष से नहीं होगा. They are energetic more than tactile, okay? They are all in the form of an energy, intuitively perceived more than consciously recorded, okay? Intuitively perceived. That's literally manas pratyaksh praman or anumana praman. Yeah. Most of the time we are gathering data from the world through the 5 senses. With the information that's being transmitted on higher frequencies, we are channeling energetic material that can't be physically grasped. It defies logic, in the same way that an electron can be in 2 places at once. This elusive energy is of great worth, though so few people are open enough to hold it. Now, we could easily argue, based on this particular paragraph, that people who, let's say, composed or jotted down the mantras or shuktas of Rig Veda were the greatest artists in a sense to ever live. How do we pick up on a signal that can neither be heard nor be defined? The answer is not to look for it, nor do we attempt to predict or analyze our way into it. Instead, we create an open space that allows it. A space so free of the normal overpacked condition of our minds that it functions as a vacuum, drawing down the ideas that the universe is making available. So meditate, have an open mind, have a vacant space जहाँ पे ये सब idea आके collect होगा. This freedom is not as difficult to achieve as one might think. We all start with it. As children, we experience much less interference between receiving ideas and internalizing them. We accept new information with delight instead of making comparisons to what we already believe when we are children. We live in the moment rather than worrying about future consequences. We are spontaneous more than analytical. We are curious, not jaded. Jaded मतलब तुमने बहुत दुनिया देख लिया है और इससे क्या होगा, ऐसा एक skeptic नजरिया बन जाता है जब. We are curious as a child, as kids, not jaded. Even the most ordinary experiences in life, when we are kids, are met with a sense of awe. Deep sadness and intense excitement can come within moments of each other. There's no facade and no attachment to a story. Artists who are able to continually create great works throughout their lives often manage to preserve these childlike qualities. Okay? क्योंकि हमारा तो सब कुछ है play, सब कुछ एक खेल की तरह चल रहा है. That is the Hindu idea. Practicing a way of being that allows you to see the world through uncorrupted, innocent eyes can free you to act in concert with the universe's timetable. This is the end of this one small chapter. Okay, this is a fascinating book, right? But this is so Hindu, without him probably knowing that these are extremely Hindu concepts. Maybe you all can buy this book if you all have an interest in art or philosophy. This would be a necessary reading. But if you all have read all Hindu scriptures, then it's not necessary. I would say read this as a way to understand how white people have come to imbibe Hindu values in their lives without knowing that they're Hindu values.